trying to get communication, but.
Before we start again, just one more reminder that we have a 3-minute rule. We're coming out with new rules, but if somebody wants more time, they can petition the board and we'll see if they want more time. So with that said.
Welcome. I would like to open a special commission executive meeting for Cook County DAC, September 1st. Call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stand. Chaplain, please.
Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us safely here tonight. Please guide us in our deliberations so that we may be able to make prudent and wise decisions for those whom we serve. Amen.
Let's call for a roll call.
President Jack Niccolo,
Here.
Secretary Denise Williams, here. Sergeant at Arms Commander Cook, here. Chaplain Jim Singler,
Present.
Member Tom Milnick, here. Member Janet Blue, here. Member Steve Beneke, here. Past Chair Vic Martinko,
Yes.
Past Chair John Kessel, Past Chair John York,
Yes.
Past Chair Wayne Horn.
Here.
Your quorum.
We have a quorum. We'll now start with our public comment, 3-minute session. Please line up, come before the podium.
I
We're
would
gonna
just
ask
remind-
again that you're loud today because we don't have our microphones again. I'm sorry about that.
And before you speak, I will remind everybody this is a special meeting tonight, so your public comments have to be germane to something on the agenda. So it's not open any comment. The comments have to be germane to an agenda item for a special meeting.
My name is Kirk Allen. My comments are germane to your comment section on your agenda, where it says public comment. And I want to thank you for saying the Pledge of Allegiance. And I would ask one question, I know nobody may want to answer it. What's the last 3 words of that pledge? As you're running the pledge through your head. It's justice for all. That justice for all has meaning. You open your meetings with that pledge. That justice for all includes if you are not legally allowed to be in the seat you're holding, you should get out of it. Some of you are on.
It's not on the agenda tonight, sir. It's got to be germane to agenda item. You asked to talk about the 3-minute public comment.
Actually, that's not what the Open Meetings Act and the AG has ruled upon.
I will tell you, sir, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
Thank you.
That when you have a special meeting, public comments are limited to agenda items on that special meeting.
And I am
There's a
speaking.
statute on that I'm sure you're familiar with.
Yes, I'm very familiar with it, and the statute that I'm referring to, or the agenda that I'm referring to, the agenda item, is a line item. That line item is public comment. And my public comment addresses the people sitting on this board that are not allowed to be on this board.
Sir, I'm not gonna sit there and correct you again.
Thank you.
You're
You're not,
welcome
with
to-
all due respect, sir, you're not the chairman. If the chairman would
I'm
like to
instructing-
attempt to interrupt my
I'm
3 minutes, that's fine, but as someone
He
sitting on the.
instructed you germane to the
To the
agenda,
agenda.
please.
Yes.
Does
And your interpretation is not accepted.
And his is, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll deal with this as we go forward. I'm gonna continue my public comment. The agenda item does or does not say public comment. It does. The board is limited to the comments of what they can speak to. As long as my comments pertain to this public body, that is how the AG has ruled in the past on this issue. And if you wanna stop me, just say, you're stop speaking, then we'll let the AG take it up with a PAC complaint.
Stop speaking.
Is that your position, Chairman?
It is.
Okay,
Stop.
so you're forbidding me to speak on anything else?
If it's not
If
related
not
to
on
the
the
agenda.
agenda item,
Special
no.
meeting.
I will stop speaking and I will file my request for review to get an opinion on this
Thank you,
so that we can educate everybody on what that rule is. Thank you.
thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is William Sutton. I'm the delegate for the Plainfield American Legion. And going off of what you said about the agenda items and speaking on it, under Article 7, Section 10 of our bylaws that is adopted by the Will County Commission, the VAC, the executive board during a bona fide emergency has the authority to take action ordinarily commission approval, requiring commission approval. Without prior approval of the commission, the board will notify the commission of the emergency action taken at the next regular meeting of the commission as soon as practical. So you guys are making a motion to approve or retain, Mr. Walsh, and you guys are discussing employment, which by the law says that the commission is the ones that have to vote on anything in regards to, Mr. Walsh, or in regards to hiring or firing, a superintendent or whatever actions you all want to take. And also the commission has to be involved with the, pending or threatening litigation. The pending litigation that you all will be discussing, as regards to the litigation that myself and my alternate have filed against you all on your individual capacities, not as the VAC. Meaning the VAC and the taxpayers of Will County should not be paying for any attorneys that are representing you all, because it's an individually based lawsuit. So with that being said, according to your own bylaws, under Article 12, Section 1, the executive powers of this commission shall be vested in the superintendent, who shall be selected by the executive committee, which is you all, duly elected by at least a simple majority of the full commission. So anything you all try to discuss in regards to personnel, anything you guys discuss, and there's more in here, but I'm gonna waste your time, in regards to retention of lawyers, has to be done by a simple majority of the full commission. So any actions you all take today, by your own bylaws, will violate them. And as soon as you do that, then you guys now know that you are completely wrong. This meeting is completely wrong because it's not a bona fide emergency when we have a full commission meeting on the 13th. This could have waited until the 13th. That is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm John Kraft. There's a couple points that I want to bring up. Number one, at some point, you guys, this committee will come to the realization that you don't make decisions. The commission makes the decisions. You recommend things to the commission for the commission to agree or disagree and make a decision. This committee does not make a decision. There's no statutory authority for the commission to make a
What
decision.
agenda item are you addressing, please?
I don't know, he didn't provide a copy of the agenda to the public to look at. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Can you stop my time while I read it?
Sure.
That would be item number 4, motion to approve retention of Patrick W. Walsh.
Please proceed.
I don't see anything wrong with Mr. Walsh. I mean, I'm sure he's a competent attorney that is doing justice. This committee has no authority to hire. The commission has the authority. There's no statutory authority to a committee of the commission to do anything. Another item is your bylaws.
On the agenda?
Well, the bylaws pertain to the meeting as a whole.
That's not correct, sir. You have to address an agenda item for a special meeting.
So are you, as the chairman,
Yes.
are you prohibiting me from speaking on the bylaws?
It's not an agenda item, I am.
Will you have
Yes,
the,
not-
will you have the deputies remove me from the room if I
Keep talking,
continue?
get to your point, address the agenda, please.
I'm going to address the bylaws, unless you're gonna threaten me with removal by the deputy.
I'm just asking you to stick with the agenda item.
Okay, so first things, I noticed there's 2 vehicles in the VAC that has license plates, civilian issued, and they spend about $150 a pop. If they would spend $8 each for government license plates,
Thank you, but it's not on the agenda.
are you
Please
telling me
address
not to
the
talk?
agenda item.
Are you telling me not to talk?
It's not an agenda item.
Are you telling me?
I'm
are you
just giving you
prohibiting
a
me from
simple,
speaking?
please address an agenda item.
Are you prohibiting me,
not.
are you prohibiting me from speaking?
If you're not speaking on agenda, item, yes.
Are you gonna have the deputies remove me if I continue speaking on the bylaws? All you gotta do is tell me, yes, you're gonna have them remove me if I continue speaking on the bylaws, and I'll step down.
Just finish your comment.
The Illinois, can I get my time started over because you're,
No, you can have 2 minutes. Oh.
who said I could have 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
Membership can only be had by congressionally chartered or state chartered veterans organizations. And if you're 40 and 8 is not chartered,
Understand, it's not on the agenda.
if the
Thought, please, continue.
Gold Star Mothers of Illinois, serves more than one county, and you're required to have 25% of your membership living in Will County. All you've said is you have 15 paid members. You gotta have 25% of your membership living in Will County. Do you have that? I don't expect an answer, because if you did, you would already answer. There's no statutory authority to demand people present DD 214s. There's no statutory authority for extending the time on this committee past the 1 year mark. You got it on here for 2 years, and then you allow the VSO, who originally appointed 2 of you instead of all 10, to have another vote because you're on this committee. It doesn't work that way. Each VSO has a delegate and an alternate. You don't get an extra one because one of you was elected to the executive committee. The annual selection of officers should be in March or April. I've FOIA'd at least five other Veterans Assistance Commission in the state of Illinois. I'm gonna do more. Each one of those had bylaws that did not violate the state law. Contrary to yours, where damn near every paragraph does. And I think you guys designed it that way. Putting past presidents on here as voting member. That is laughable, isn't it? And at-large people on the committee. It doesn't work that way. So that's all I'm asking, that you redo your bylaws. You could probably just save a copy of these old ones for FOIA purposes and go ahead and shred the ones you have and never use them again, because that's what they're worth. Nothing more than toilet paper. Thanks.
Thank you.
My name is David Lombardo, I'm with Untarget Radio, AM 560. The answer.
Sorry, the microphone doesn't work,
Oh.
so don't worry about it, but just try to
Oh,
project as
shut
much as
loud
you
enough
can.
into it,
Thanks.
or what? No. I have one question. Who's the gentleman in blue? I don't know who that is.
All over bringing attorney.
Okay. I just have a simple thing, it's not on the agenda. All I'm asking is this: why is it so adversarial? You got three people who want to ask a question, and you spend more time arguing with them than just answering a question. Why is that happening? We're all veterans, we're supposed to be on the same team. And all I hear is anger. You reading and not even paying attention. I work for attorneys all the time, I know that syndrome. I just don't understand it. I volunteered to join the army, went to Vietnam, I asked to go. We're supposed to be on the same team, why will you not talk to us? That's not on the agenda. But I don't understand it. If I were sitting in there and some guy was out here who had been in the military and he had something to say, I'd shut up and let him say it. And there's only a handful of people. What's the difference? It's the difference between getting people to go with you and pissing them off. And that's all I have to say. You don't act like my brothers and sisters in the military. You don't act that way. We always covered each other. And you're not doing that. You're making us feel like we shouldn't be here. And that's a mistake. It's a big mistake. Have any Vietnam vets? Any of you guys Vietnam vets? You know how we just don't trust the government? You know what I'm talking about? Here I am. Here we are.
Thank you. Other comments? Comment session is closed. Comments? Any more comments? Any more comments? The comment session is ended. We return to the agenda. Next item is a motion to approve retention of Patrick W. Walsh.
I would like to make a motion to recommend the commission retain Patrick W. Walsh as our attorney. And I'm gonna have this go through our assistant superintendent, who is actually our de facto interim superintendent, because we don't have a superintendent right now. Can I get a second on that motion?
Second. Ruth. Roll call.
Secretary Denise Williams, aye. Amanda Coe, Sergeant at Arms.
Yes.
Chaplain Jim Singler.
Affirmative.
Member Tom Milnick.
Aye.
Member Janet Blue.
Yes.
Member Steve Beneke.
Yes.
Vice Chair Wayne Horn.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, it's unanimous.
And vote approved.
Point of order, Sergeant at Arms stated that I'm not sure what the wording was, but you said for the commission to approve?
A motion to recommend the commission retain Patrick W. Walsh as our attorney through our assistant superintendent, who is our current de facto interim superintendent.
Okay, so the
Motion, point of
recommend
order.
was the part so the recommend,
Right.
you're not moving to make
She
a
is to do
decision
it as
tonight.
our, I'm gonna do air quotes superintendent, because she's the de facto superintendent.
But the recommendation is to the commission,
Yes.
since the action is not being taken tonight. The recommend was the part that,
The action can be taken via the superintendent.
the point of order is that the executive committee doesn't have the authority without the full commission to change that.
We're thinking of, do I have a ruling on our point of order?
Okay. On point of order, denied. Recognize Steve Beneke.
I have a prepared statement I would like to read and have it entered into the record. My name is Steve Beneke, a U.S. Navy submarine Cold War veteran. I'm the American Legion Romeoville Post 52 delegate. I am the treasurer of the Disabled Veterans Golf Benefit, which is an organization that over the last 15 years has donated over $400,000 to various Masonic vetted veteran causes. I'm the current commander of the Grand Haven Community Veterans Club in Romeoville. I'm past vice commander of the USS Chicago chapter of the United States Submarine Veterans National Organization. And I am member at large of the Will County Veterans Assistance Commission.
Can you speak up a little?
Sure. I chose to mention my affiliations because, as are all of the board members, I am not just a one-dimensional person supporting veterans causes. I am here to address one of the many false and misleading comments that have been leveled over the last few months. At the August 9th, 2022 board meeting, the current judge advocate made comments, I'm going to paraphrase, that the executive board illegally removed the current
He's a
judge.
board member, he can talk about whatever he wants.
Only if it's germane to the agenda.
It's germane to public comments.
The executive board illegally removed the current judge advocate from the executive board closed session, further stating that the current judge advocate was indeed a member of the executive board and should not be excluded. In rebuttal, I sent to the current judge advocate an email dated August 11th. I would like to review that email and also the response that I received. The heading on the email, and I'm going to be quoting here, this is rebuttal. I addressed it to the current judge advocate. At our Will County VAC Executive Board meeting, August 9th, you made certain public comments, which was your right to do so. The following rebuttal and comment is mind-blowing. You chose to express your hurt feelings and dismay about being excluded from the executive board closed meetings. You said per VAC Will County bylaws, Article 6, Section 4, as judge advocate, you are part of the executive board. This is actually how VAC Will County bylaws, Article 6, Section 4 reads. Section 4, a judge advocate, in parenthesis, as needed, may be appointed by the executive committee and ratified by the board and need not be a member of the commission. At the VAC Will County Special Executive Meeting of March 30th, 2022, based on your purported expertise and qualifications, you were appointed, not elected, as judge advocate. Now I'll read some excerpts of the minutes of that meeting. Under new business, 1, appoint judge advocate. Motion to appoint, this was going to be our candidate, judge advocate on VAC Will County, Williams Horn, motions for approval. Williams requested prior to vote for the judge advocate candidate to introduce herself, her qualifications. The judge advocate candidate advised that she had submitted a letter of introduction to the board and reiterated her qualifications. Horn asked ASA Wise, that's Assistant State's Attorney Wise, assigned to the monitor and advise and proper protocol of our board meetings. Horn asked ASA Wise if this action is allowable in the bylaws. Williams asked ASA Wise if there was anything in the bylaws that prevents naming a judge advocate. ASA Wise stated no. Cook asked if judge advocate votes. For ASA Wise, no voting rights, not a member of the executive board.
There's 3 minutes up yet.
Unless you are a bona fide delegate / alternate
Out of order.
representing a veterans organization, you are not a commission member, hence not permitted in a closed meeting session. Continuing my email, I would also submit that while sitting at the dais during our VAC meetings, your negative and unprofessional comments are not helpful. exclusion, not a member of the board, not a member of the commission, not illegally requested to leave a meeting. The response I received, it's just one line. Thanks for expressing your thoughts. I appreciate open dialogue. Thank you.
Point of order. Per what he just read, I am a delegate and I am a voting member. I'm a delegate and a voting member.
Out of order, delegate.
I'm
You
out of-
can't break into the meeting. You had your 3 minutes.
I'm a commission board member.
Yes, wonderful.
And you're
Out of order.
Chairman Manley recognized.
I recognize Secretary Denise.
I have a prepared statement as well that I will read. My name is Denise Williams, and I am the appointed Secretary to the VAC Executive Board. I am also the current Department President of the American Gold Star Mothers, as well as a member of the VFW Auxiliary, American Legion Auxiliary, and a half a dozen other organizations. Over the past several months, the Will County Veterans Assistance Commission Board has endured unprecedented malicious attacks, all based on misleading and outright false narratives. To address these issues, the VAC Board retained an independent investigator to look into both the allegations swirling around a marketing grant and the source of those false and misleading accusations. The scope of this investigation includes the board members as well as current and former staff. On the advice of counsel, specifically the Will County State's Attorney, the VAC Board has declined to make any comment while that investigation is ongoing to avoid the perception of influencing the process or outcome. This is the responsible and appropriate stance that has not satisfied those continuing to level these vicious, public, and unjustified attacks. The board is aware that many good people now have questions as these allegations grow more and more outrageous. The allegations, if true, would be horrific, and the veterans and taxpayers of Will County need to have the truth. It is to those good people that we are addressing these comments. Regarding the marketing grant, the Will County Executive, through their legal processes, defederalized approximately $15 million, moving those funds into the Will County executive budget. Many entities and organizations received a portion of those monies. The VAC received a marketing grant of $495,000 to ensure Will County veterans were aware the VAC was open and additional special services in response to the ongoing pandemic were available. These funds were never available to the VAC to be spent in any other way than on marketing. The process for securing a portion of these Will County executive monies was discussed at great length with the Will County Executive and in Will County Board meetings, with 25 of the 26 members of the Will County Board voting to approve the marketing grant for the VAC. The 26th vote was an abstention, cast by Amanda Cook due to her concurrent position as a volunteer on the VAC board. The Will County Executive then provided a resolution making these funds available to the VAC. The VAC secured a contract with a marketing firm, KG Consulting, as that firm had been used by the Will County State's Attorney, the Will County Executive, and other entities and agencies for its local experience and subject matter expertise on the military and veteran community. This contract was sought and approved under the Will County Procurement Code for Professional Services. The request for expenditure of funds was first sent to Will County Finance. Finance approved the request and it was sent to review to the county auditor. The auditor reviewed and approved it, then requested the Will County Treasurer to cut the check. In short, the Will County Executive, the County Board, Finance, Auditor, and the Will County Treasurer all approved this grant and this professional services firm. The VAC Board and/or staff does not have and never had the ability to direct expenditures of these or any other funds without the approval and involvement of all these levels of Will County government. This is all public information and has been known by those making these specious, malicious attacks all along. This has been explained directly in face-to-face conversations, and the facts were confirmed through Freedom of Information Act filings. This process and information is available on the Will County website and in their board minutes. Unfortunately, our staff has been unable to properly upload or maintain the information on our VAC website. The VAC website is confusing, unclear, and full of mistakes and inaccurate information, and we are addressing that issue. Regarding the intentionally misleading allegations that some, many, or any of the current VAC board members are not eligible to sit on the board, again, is patently, demonstrably false. The VAC Executive Board is elected from the pool of eligible delegates and serves a 2-year term in accordance with our bylaws. That law, regarding the intentionally misleading accusations, again, I apologize, I lost my place. So, regarding the Military Veterans and Assistance Act, the law was changed in 2021 after our current board was elected to require at least 25% of the organization's membership be resident in Will County. This change does not retroactively invalidate current board members. The accusation that current board members are ineligible because they are not representing organizations with a state or federal charter is also intentionally misleading. The Military Veterans Assistance Act change that includes that specifically restrictive language does not become law until January 1st, 2023. A future change to a law does not retroactively invalidate current board members. Finally, if an organization changes its delegate appointments after a delegate has been elected to the executive board, that executive board member retains their seat and serves out their term per our bylaws. Again, a change after the fact does not retroactively invalidate a current board member. Again, this statement has sadly become necessary because there are a lot of good people who have been fed intentionally misleading and flat-out false information. We are not speculating on the motives of those continuing to attack, despite their firsthand knowledge. All we can do is ask that you wait, as we are, for the investigation to be completed.
Anybody else want to speak? Information? No?
Are we doing a closed session?
No, there is no closed session tonight. It was put on the agenda. We don't need it, so we'll just go to, we don't need item 5, so we'll just go to item 6.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Roll call. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Yep.
Yeah.